Ever been in a conversation and suddenly, crickets? You're not alone. We've all been there, stuck in awkward silence, wishing we had anything to say. Today, I'm sharing the top 9 ways to never run out of things to say. Let's dive in and turn those awkward moments into awesome conversations. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of yes or no questions, ask ones that need more thought. Like, what's your favorite thing about your job? This keeps the conversation flowing. Let me tell you a story. Imagine you're at a party and you meet someone new. You start with the usual, "Hi, how are you?" They say, "Good, thanks." And then, silence. Awkward, right? Now let's rewind. This time, you ask an open-ended question. Instead of "How are you?" you say, "What's the most exciting thing you've done this week?" They light up and start talking about a cool hiking trip they went on. You ask more about the hike, like, "What was the best part of the trail?" And "Did you see any wildlife?" Suddenly, you're having a great conversation. Open-ended questions work because they need more than a yes or no answer. They invite the other person to share more about themselves, which keeps the conversation going. Plus, it shows you're interested in what they have to say. So next time, try asking questions like, "What do you enjoy most about your job?" Or, "What's your favorite way to spend a weekend?" You'll find it much easier to keep the chat lively and interesting. Share personal stories. People love stories. Share something funny or interesting that happened to you. It makes you relatable and keeps things lively. Let's say you're chatting with a friend and the conversation starts to slow down. Instead of letting it fizzle out, you share a story. For example, you might say, "You won't believe what happened to me last weekend. I was at the grocery store and I saw this little kid trying to reach a box of cereal on a high shelf. He was jumping and stretching, but he just couldn't get it. So I walked over and helped him out. He looked up at me with the biggest smile and said, 'Thanks, mister. You're my hero.' It totally made my day." Sharing a personal story like this does a few things. First, it makes you more relatable. People love hearing about real-life experiences. Second, it gives the other person something to respond to. They might share a similar story or ask you more about what happened. So next time you're stuck in a conversation, think of a funny, interesting, or heartwarming story from your own life. It's a great way to keep things engaging and connect on a deeper level. Stay informed. Read up on current events, trends, or even fun facts. Having a few topics in your back pocket can save you from those silent moments. Imagine you're at a family dinner and the conversation is starting to die down. You remember reading an interesting article about a new tech gadget, so you bring it up. You say, "Hey, did you guys hear about the new smartphone that can fold in half? I read that it's super durable and has a great camera. It's like having a tablet and a phone in one." Suddenly, everyone's interested. Your cousin asks, "Really? How does it work?" Your uncle chimes in, "I wonder if it's better than my current phone." Now, you're all talking about the latest tech, sharing opinions, and learning from each other. Staying informed about current events, trends, or even fun facts gives you plenty of conversation starters. It shows you're curious and engaged with the world, which makes you more interesting to talk to. So, spend a few minutes each day reading the news, watching videos, or browsing interesting articles. You'll always have something fresh to bring up in conversations, keeping them lively and engaging. Listen actively. Really listen to what the other person is saying. It shows you care and gives you more to talk about. Picture this. You're talking to a friend who's telling you about their recent trip to Japan. Instead of just nodding along, you really listen. They mention visiting a beautiful temple in Kyoto. You say, "Wow, that sounds amazing. What was the temple like?" They describe the stunning architecture and peaceful gardens. You follow up with, "Did you try any local food there?" They start talking about the delicious ramen they had, and the conversation flows naturally. By listening actively, you show that you care about what the other person is saying. It makes them feel valued and encourages them to share more. Plus, it gives you more to talk about, keeping the conversation going. So next time you're chatting with someone, focus on what they're saying. Ask questions about their experiences and show genuine interest. It's a simple way to make any conversation more engaging and meaningful. Find common ground. Look for shared interests or experiences. It's easier to talk about things you both enjoy. Imagine you're at a work event and you're talking to a colleague you don't know very well. The conversation is a bit stiff, and you're not sure what to say next. Then they mention they love hiking. You light up and say, "No way, I love hiking too. Have you ever been to the trails at Yosemite National Park?" They smile and say, "Yes, I went there last month. It's beautiful, isn't it?" Now you're both excitedly sharing your favorite trails and hiking experiences. Finding common ground, like a shared interest or experience, makes conversations much easier and more enjoyable. It gives you both something to talk about and helps you connect on a deeper level. So, when you're talking to someone, listen for clues about their interests. It could be anything from a hobby to a favorite movie. Once you find that common ground, the conversation will flow much more naturally. Use follow-up questions. If someone mentions they went on a trip, ask about their favorite part. It shows interest and keeps the chat going. Imagine you're talking to a neighbor and they mention they just got back from a vacation. Instead of just saying, "That's nice," you ask a follow-up question. You say, "That sounds great. Where did you go?" They tell you they visited Bali. You follow up with, "What was your favorite part of the trip?" They start talking about a beautiful beach they visited and how relaxing it was. By asking follow-up questions, you show that you're really interested in their story. It keeps the conversation going and makes it more engaging. Plus, it gives the other person a chance to share more about their experiences. So next time someone tells you something interesting, don't stop at the first question. Ask more about it. For example, if they mention a new hobby, ask, "How did you get into that?" Or, "What do you enjoy most about it?" It's a simple way to keep the conversation lively and show you care. Compliment genuinely. A sincere compliment can open up a whole new conversation. Just make sure it's genuine. Imagine you're at a friend's housewarming party. You notice they've done a great job decorating their new place. Instead of just thinking it, you say, "I love what you've done with the living room. The colors are so warm and inviting." Your friend beams and says, "Thanks. I spent a lot of time picking out the right colors." This opens up a whole new conversation about interior design, where they got their furniture, and their favorite decorating tips. A genuine compliment can make someone feel good and spark a new topic to talk about. It shows you're paying attention and appreciate their efforts. Just make sure your compliment is sincere and specific. So next time you're in a conversation, look for something you genuinely like about the person or their surroundings. It could be their outfit, a recent achievement, or even their choice of music. A heartfelt compliment can go a long way in keeping the conversation positive and engaging. Be curious. Show interest in the other person's life. Ask about their hobbies, goals, or opinions. Imagine you're at a coffee shop and you strike up a conversation with someone sitting next to you. They mention they're reading a book about space exploration. Instead of just nodding, you show curiosity. You ask, "That sounds interesting. What's the book about?" They start explaining how it covers the history of space missions and the latest discoveries. You follow up with, "What's the most surprising thing you've learned so far?" They share a fascinating fact about a recent Mars mission. By being curious and asking questions, you show genuine interest in the other person's passions. It makes them feel valued and keeps the conversation engaging. Plus, you might learn something new and exciting yourself. So next time you're talking to someone, don't be afraid to ask about their hobbies, interests, or opinions. Questions like, "How did you get into that?" Or, "What do you enjoy most about it?" can lead to deeper, more meaningful conversations. Curiosity not only keeps the chat going, but also helps you connect on a personal level. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you get. Don't be afraid to start conversations and learn from each one. Imagine you're at a social gathering and you feel nervous about starting conversations. You decide to practice by talking to a few people. You start with a simple, "Hi, I'm your name. How do you know the host?" At first, it feels a bit awkward, but you keep trying. You talk to someone about their job, another person about their favorite movies, and someone else about their recent vacation. Each time, you get a little more comfortable and confident. By the end of the night, you've had several good conversations and even made a new friend. You realize that the more you practice, the easier it gets. You start to remember what works and what doesn't, and you feel more at ease in social situations. Practicing conversations helps you improve over time. It's like learning any new skill. The more you do it, the better you get. Don't be afraid to start small and build your confidence. Each conversation is a chance to learn and grow. So, next time you're in a social setting, take a deep breath and start a conversation. Remember, practice makes perfect, and every chat is a step towards becoming a great conversationalist. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, or let me know what topics you'd like to see next. And don't forget to check out the links in the description for more resources. See you next time.